Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Spartan Update podcast. It is Friday, February 28th, and it's kind of a chilly, warmish morning. It's 10:32 here at the studio. My name is Maddie Woodward, and this is my co-host,
Ryan Fernandez.
And today our special guest is Miss Hagerman. Hi, Miss Hagerman.
Everybody.
How are you?
How are you? I'm great. It's a Friday. What's not to be
Friday.
great about, right?
Yeah, so my first question for you today is, how do you think that this school year is going? You know, you've had like a lot of new changes, like a lot of new rules and stuff. Just give us like your overall feelings and opinions about this school year.
Okay. I think the school year is going really well. I'm very happy with some of the changes that we implemented. And what makes me the most happy about them is that the feedback I'm getting from the students is that many of the students are really happy. Mm-hmm. So one of the biggest changes, was the cell phone. And I know for kids, that's a hard thing. For an adult, for me, we love our phones, right? Mm-hmm. But it's made a complete change to our climate here at the school. Definitely. The bathrooms are now better. You guys are doing better in your classes. You're paying more attention. And I think that you guys are talking to each other more, which is even better. And we're able now, the teachers who are so amazing in this district, and us, we're able to be able to get to know you guys better because you don't have the headphones in all the time. You're not, so it's great. So I think the school year is off to a pretty great start. Mm-hmm. There's always things we can improve upon, and we'll continue to do that so that we can make it the best for you guys.
Yeah, I think compared to my freshman year, when I was here, I think a lot of changes happened, and I see them going in a really positive way. So
yeah, great. It's so good to hear.
Yeah.
And I want to know, as an administrative team, we want to know the good and the bad.
Yeah.
So it's good. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think the phone ban was definitely like challenging at first, but I definitely have I can honestly tell I've gotten better talking to people more when the phones went in the pockets.
And when you go to college and you leave here or you go into a job, you're not going to be able to be on your phone looking down at it. You're going to have to talk to people and have eye contact. So that's really a good thing.
Yeah, definitely. And my next question is, do you think there's going to be any changes next year? I know we have the new schedule. Me and Ryan aren't going to experience it. The seniors aren't going to experience it. But since we're not going to experience that, I want to know. I'm very curious. How is that going to work, the schedule?
With the new schedule? So the new schedule, it's an exciting thing. Mm-hmm. I think for the most part, teachers and students think that the 82 minutes was a little too long.
Yeah.
So now it's going to go down to 56 minutes. And you'll have more classes during the day. However, you won't have the same class at the same time every day.
Yeah.
So say you have a class first period and you're tired in the morning, and then you might not have it until 10 o'clock on 2 days later. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be an adjustment for everyone. Mm-hmm. But I think it's going to be a positive change, and we're working on that, and we're going to try and do whatever we can to make it so that you guys have all the tools you need to be as successful as you can possibly be when you leave here.
Yeah. How was the decision for the new schedule made? Who came up with the idea that hey, the 82 minutes isn't working? What went into that decision, you think?
I don't know if it was that the 82 minutes wasn't working, but the building principal, Mrs. Kazuba, she's the instructional leader of the building. So normally when you go through a schedule, you look at a schedule for a few years, 3 to 5 years. You look and you see what's working, what's not working. You're always reflecting and trying to improve. So that's something that she does with the supervisors, with the superintendent, Miss Weldon, with Dr. Morgan, with the building principals, and with the staff. You also look at trends to see what other schools are doing, what's working, what's not working. And then it's a bunch of research in the beginning, and then you look and you do trainings and things like that. But Mrs. Kazuba is the one that really spearheaded this.
Yeah, I talked to some of the kids on my soccer team because I play on a soccer team. Kids come from different schools, and they're all on that schedule, and they seem to like it. So I think the underclassmen are definitely they're going to get a good experience with the next
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I hope so. It'll be great to see.
What were you before being a vice principal? Were you a teacher?
I was a teacher.
What subject did you teach?
I taught Italian here.
Oh my gosh.
So I went to school here. I went to school in Ocean Township High School. I graduated. I was working in Matawan. And then my high school Italian teacher was retiring. She told me she was retiring. I applied for the job. I got it.
Wow.
Yep.
So you speak Italian?
Yep.
Oh my gosh, I never knew that.
Yes, I do. I love it.
That's so
After I
cool.
taught for a few years here, I became the supervisor of world language
Wow.
and social studies.
Oh, wow.
And then after that, I became the assistant principal. You guys wouldn't remember him, but Mr. Lambusta and I worked together.
We had him in middle
first.
school.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So when I started as assistant principal, Mr. Lambusta and I were together. And then after that, I got to be with Mr. Bosmans, who's now a principal at Wanamassa. So it was really
That's awesome.
great. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I never knew that you spoke Italian.
I speak Italian. Yeah, I love it. I worked in New York City before I started teaching.
Okay.
So I worked first. I got to study abroad. It was great.
Wow.
Really fun.
Yeah, I'm an AP Italian now
You are?
with Miss Yacarino.
It's hard, right?
It's hard.
It's hard,
Yeah.
but it's good.
Yeah.
And you're going to get credits for it. It'll look great on your college application.
Yeah.
And, I always used to tell my students all the time, when you are learning a language, you have to speak. As long as you can communicate and get your point across, doesn't matter if it's right. You have to make mistakes to learn.
Mm-hmm.
So just talk as much as you can. And my study abroad, I lived in Florence, so it
Oh my
was just
gosh.
amazing.
Yeah, that's
That's
great.
wonderful. Yeah.
What's your favorite part about being a vice principal?
I think it's the kids. So when I was teaching, I loved being in the classroom. When I came to a supervisor, I did more curriculum and stuff. So I wasn't as involved with the student body anymore. But now I get to be with the students every day, talking to them, learning about them, seeing them from when they come in as freshmen to by the time you guys are seniors. I follow you through the whole time.
yeah.
I know their families, and being in this town and living here and being part of big red country, it's just amazing. I just
Yeah.
love everything about it, and trying to find things to do to make the school better every year, every day, all the time,
Yeah.
So the cell phones, the just things like for you guys to get you some things, the class advisors want to do some great things for you, just to be involved in all that. So I
Yeah.
think that's probably what I love the best.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I also had one question for you. Being in the Spartan update, you're a big supporter of us, and this conversation got brought up recently. Like, is there any sort of representation we can get? I don't know, like at graduation or anything like that, like a pin or something like that. We were kind of.
So you're talking about wearing a pin that you're in the
Yeah,
Spartan
yeah, yeah.
update. Spartan update, that would be something that you would look into to see about. Some of the clubs, like class officers, they do a stole. Spartan schools have the stoles.
Okay.
I don't know about the cords. If you get awards and stuff for like the National Italian, National French, Spanish exams, they have little necklaces that they give them. So I don't think that's a bad thing to look into. Because you guys do so much and you bring so much joy. Spartan
Yep.
Update brings joy to the entire student body here.
Yeah,
okay?
definitely.
So because you do that, I think that it would be something you could do. But I think making a proposal of why and what you would want to do to see if we could maybe make it happen.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a no. I just don't, it has not been done before.
Okay, yeah.
Like
but
how-
it's something that we look
Yeah.
into, and I'm more than happy to help you guys come up with a proposal, and then
Yeah.
maybe we'd go bring that to Mrs. Kazuba. I am the senior class assistant principal, so
Oh, wow.
I would be more than happy to help you with that, and then we'll see what we do, and we'll go talk to her.
Yeah.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
That's like a good idea because we were just like thinking about like, I feel like we put like a lot of hard work into this class, so we wanted to just like see if we could do that. But we
You
have
do.
to like brainstorm.
And
about
you know what?
things.
One of the other things that you guys all do, and I don't I just want you to know, you do all the hard work here behind the scenes, but you get out and you get into our hallways and into our school and you engage with people in the entire school building, from teachers to students, and you make someone feel like, oh, wow, I'm really important. Look at me. I'm on the Spartan Update today.
Exactly.
So it's a big deal. And you know what? It's great. You should all be very proud of yourselves.
Yeah. If you could see one thing on the Spartan Update that we could like put together, what would you want to see?
Oh my gosh, that's really hard. I don't know. We could do a day of like rock and roll music or something like that.
How would we go about that?
I don't know how you could do it. You could ask favorite songs or people's favorite music.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not
we
funny
could do
stuff,
that, yeah.
but okay. So I'm a big rock and roll person. So you're learning a little too much about me today, I think. But I don't know, something like that. I think your skits are really funny. Some of them are really, really funny.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would like to see for that.
Do you like keep up with everything? Do you watch our YouTube channel?
I do. I do.
Do you like our
There you
like
go.
what's like your favorite thing? Our podcasts, our skits. You know, we do roving
Okay,
reporter.
so the podcasts I like, but I really like the skits because some of
Yeah.
them, like
Yeah,
those are
they're
the
just
ones
like-
that
They're
kind of
creative.
laugh out loud, and yeah. So it's
I get
really
that,
fun
yeah.
to do that.
Yeah. So we'll have to think of something rock and roll.
Rock and
that
roll,
we could
any
put
kind of music. I don't know
together.
that the kids would really go for that. I'm a little
Yeah.
old, so
Yeah.
yeah.
So do you have any more questions?
Oh, that's all I really had for you.
All right,
Yeah.
thank you
Miss
for
Hagerman.
having me. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
You guys
Miss
are doing a
Hagerman.
great job.
No problem.
You
Thank
out
you.
here, and those of you doing all the editing. Thank you so much. Have a
Thank
great
you.
weekend.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching the Spartan Update.